Coruscant is a city in need of a hero. And today, we're going to meet that hero. Welcome to Coruscant Nights. Tonight, I'm back with Doug. Hello.
Hello.
Who are you playing tonight, Doug?
I am playing Park. And Park is a Cather, which is sort of a cat-like person, but they're not that cat-like. They're pretty human-y.
Depends on the source.
Depends on the artistic representation.
Yeah.
So just whatever one you like, picture that. That's Park. So yeah, Park's a cat person. Park is, I think, kind of a bluish gray color.
Well, what career and specialization did you choose?
Okay. So I said Park's a cat person, he's a Cather, and his career is he's a shadow?
Yeah, he's a sentinel shadow.
A sentinel shadow. So do we need to roll force die?
Yeah, let's do that.
One light.
One dark. Little Onderon. There have been reports of nighttime vandalism, streetlights going down, windows being broken, cars being broken into and smashed. Park is out doing his nightly duty. What is Park up to?
Park is perched atop some scaffolding on a building in Little Onderon.
A building being currently renovated by Future Forward Galactic.
That's right. Park is hiding in a dark corner. He's got a pretty good view of a few blocks from here.
He can see lights on in some homes above some shops, and there are a few shops that are still open. There's a corner store. Lights are still on. Neon flickering in the window, advertising drinks and food. There's a local bar at the end of the street with its open sign still on. It's pretty quiet tonight. Nothing much happening.
Yeah, Park is alone on his nightly routine. He does a lot of thinking and talking to himself. And he thinks to himself, quiet tonight, huh? We'll see how long that lasts.
The city's quieter than it typically is tonight. But in the distance, he can hear the sound of approaching swoop bikes. The thrum of engines as they come down the street, and he can see the headlights off in the distance. They're just passing that bar now, and they're coming in Park's direction.
Driving a little fast, aren't they? Better get a closer look. And Park leaps off of the scaffolding.
Do you want to do an athletics check?
Yeah.
Where are you're leaping from the scaffolding to where?
He is going to leap to the closest building, heading towards the direction those swoop bikes are headed.
Okay. Are you using any of your items?
Let's see. Yeah, I think I'll use one of my items.
What are you going to use?
Park has a weapon, an item, an attachment called a whipcord thrower.
Uh-huh.
And he is going to use it to deploy some whipcord to help him reach this building he's jumping towards.
Let's just say you're proficient with it.
What does that mean?
You can just do it.
You're just going to let me do it?
Yeah, if you're using it to attack people, then we'll roll. But if you're using it just for this, then it's fine. If you use it and then need to actually climb, maybe we'll roll something.
Okay.
Actually, let's just do an athletics check. Since it's assisting climbing, let's do an athletics.
That is certainly something that I can roll a bunch and have like a mostly successful chance of succeeding.
All right, so you are using your whipcord thrower with an athletics check.
Yeah.
Let's do an average athletics check.
Average? I don't know how often I should consider throwing my enhance into the mix for stuff like this. Probably just when it's actually like really hard to do.
I mean, you can do whatever you want.
Okay. All right. I failed. I got 2 failures with 4 advantage.
Okay, so I would say you didn't fall, but you didn't do exactly what you planned on doing. So what does it look like when Park does not make this jump?
This thing that should have been cool.
Yep.
He shoots this cord and misses what he was aiming for. He is wearing these big kind of I want to call them goggle noculars that help him see in the dark, help him see a little bit further. And they kind of, as he jumped, they sort of fell down his face a little bit and obscured his vision. So his whipcord missed the mark. It just sort of went above the building and never, until it kind of like fell and landed due to gravity. But he has,
I think they retract.
Okay, yeah. So it kind of like hovers in the air and then falls and then retracts back into his arm. But he jumped so far that he is going to land in another adjacent scaffolding that's on this building also.
Okay. And probably quietly with the rest of your advantages?
Yeah, very quietly. He looks around and says, "Boy, I hope no one saw that." And then he starts running up some steps that will lead to the top of this building.
And as he gets to the top of it, he sees those 3 swoop bikes come in front of this little corner store. And the people that are on them, they're a Weequay, a Nikto, and a Klatooinian. They dismount from their swoops. The Klatooinian and the Nikto walk inside this corner store, and the Weequay stands outside the door with his arms crossed.
I've seen this before. Yeah, I know what's going on. And there's only one guy who can take care of a problem like this. He's got 2 thumbs. It's me. He's going to stealthily approach and get a better vantage point of the situation.
Okay, do you want to roll a stealth check?
Yeah, with a billion advantages, because I'm on a roof in the middle of the night.
All right, yeah, you've got the boost for darkness, you've got a boost for your location, and it is going to be against 1 purple.
Okay. Looking for a triumph. Alright, I got 2 successes and an advantage.
Okay.
So
what do you do?
I'm very well hidden, and I want to spend my advantage point to get a vantage point. And I'm going to use I have, actually, what the goggles I was talking about wearing, they are...
Wait, they're an actual thing?
Yeah, I bought them.
You bought them?
Yeah, I don't think I even mentioned that I bought those. I have electro binoculars.
Okay.
And so with a couple, like, he's got this vantage point, clicks a couple buttons, a couple little filters sort of change over the goggles, and as they are changing, some of them are seeing this vantage point in infrared. Mm-hmm. Some are like clear and normal, and there's one that is not quite infrared, but it's like night vision.
Yeah.
So yeah, and he's able to see in there pretty well.
Okay. What are you looking to see?
Just trying to confirm that something bad is about to happen before interfering with maybe these innocent people's evening.
Yeah, you see this guy. You haven't seen this in a while. It's been a while since you've seen it. This guy's wearing a very particular leather jacket with a symbol that you recognize on the shoulder. 3 scratches in red.
Rancors. God, why did it have to be the Rancors? Been a while since seeing them in these parts.
Inside the store, there is a Kosian standing behind the counter. They're sort of a lizardy guy with a beak and a kind of a long feathery beard. And it looks like the Klatooinian is trying to shake him down for something.
Nope, not on my watch. This looks like a job for me. He is just going to kind of pivot his arm over the edge of this building and kind of drop over the side as silently as he can.
Okay.
So he's pretty much free falling, heading towards the ground. And as he's falling, he's going to shoot his
whipcord thrower? Yeah.
Whipcord thrower up to sort of soften his fall to very, very soft on the ground. So I'll do another athletics check.
Sure. Same difficulty.
Okay. Success with 3 advantages.
Okay, so you do it, and what do you want to do for those advantages?
He lands perfectly softly, unnoticed on the ground, and it's pretty dark. And I want to use those advantages that I'm using for like a stealthy landing to assist a stealthy approach to the guy with his arms crossed in front of this convenience store.
Okay, I think with those 3 advantages, you manage a stealthy approach without another check.
Okay.
The weak way is standing in front of the doors with his arms crossed. He's kind of looking around, whistling a little bit with his leathery lips. It's a little bit chilly. You can see his breath in the night air, illuminated by the lights from inside the store.
I want to come up right behind this guy and pull him into the shadows.
Okay, so we're gonna do our house rule, or do you want to actually hit him?
I want to like really quickly dispatch this guy. Think I can ensnare him with my whipcord thrower?
You would need to get advantages to do it.
So I kind of want to try. You know what? I'm just going to hit this guy.
Okay.
I want to come up right behind this dude and just do a whack over the head.
Okay, so what I kind of want you to do is either roll stealth or melee, and then I want to describe what it looks like from the inside, where the front of this building is all windows. I want to know like what happens to this guy while these other 2 people are trying to shake down the guy who owns the place.
Let's do... You want stealth?
It could be stealth. So to clarify, our house rule is that with a successful stealth, we skip the combat of a minion and just knock them out.
Okay. Yeah, I'm really into rules like that. Okay, so what's the difficulty?
What are you rolling, stealth?
Yes.
1 purple.
Why only 1?
That's his vigilance.
I got 5 successes with a threat.
Okay, so inside this place, the Klatooinian is pounding his fist on the counter and pointing with his other hand at this old Kosian behind the counter who is sort of cowering back a little bit. The Nikdo is going along the shelves trying to find a snack that he likes. He finds the perfect bag of Dathomirian Night Crispers and opens it up. Through the window, we see the Weequay just guarding the place. His back is lit by the lights on the inside, but everything else is dark out there.
And he's just sitting there, arms crossed.
He's just standing there, arms crossed.
Standing there, and then all of a sudden, he is slowly lifted into the air. Arms and legs start flailing, and then he is pulled out of sight as quickly as he was lifted. And he is nowhere to be seen now.
The Kosian behind the counter saw that happen with your threat, and he opens his eyes wide, and the Klatooinian turns to look as well, and he doesn't see anything.
What do I want to do now?
The Klatooinian gives an order from inside that you don't hear, and the Nikdo starts walking towards the door.
Okay. So, outside, this hench person was lifted into the air and dispatched. And they are currently tied to a light post outside. Pretty well illuminated, but they're about 20 feet off the ground. I think Park is going to get back to the ground, and he's going to stand just on the left side of the front door, trying to make himself flatten up against it. And
okay. I did kind of imagine this place had big windows in the front.
Oh, okay, so I can't like hide in the front at all.
Yeah, well, you could hide around the corner from the windows, but you'd probably be seen if you were right up near the door.
Gotcha. Okay.
Unless you have an idea for a light side point or something.
He doesn't really like have the ability to like grip the walls or something, like like some kind of
Rakazzak.
Some kind of Rakazzak man. So I'm gonna say that he is hanging just above the doorway, out of sight, hanging from his whipcord thrower arm. What do you think about that?
Sure, that works for me.
Okay.
The Nikto walks to the door and opens it up and looks left, and he looks right, and he says, Goro, where are you? And then he turns back in and he says, hey boss, Goro's gone.
And as he says that, I'm going to unloosen my whipcord thrower, and I want to try and fall right on top of this guy.
Okay, roll brawl.
And what's the difficulty?
Brawl's always 2 purples.
Okay. I got 1 advantage.
Okay, roll initiative.
Okay,
so it's gonna be cool for you.
My cool? Oh no, my cool is not good.
Well, hopefully it's better than them because their 1 die came up blank.
3 success.
Okay, so you're going first, and with your advantage on the previous check, you can have a boost or whatever you want if there's another advantage you've got.
I will take a boost. So Park lands very softly right behind this guy as he says, Goro's gone. He's gonna say, like, he's not gone, he's hanging in there. And then he's going to, I want him to punch this dude as hard as he can. I'm trying to send him flying back into the building. Let's see if I can do it.
Okay.
So you said brawl is always 2 purple. Is melee always 2 purple?
Yep.
Okay. And my brawl and melee rolls are all going to be exactly the same, so we actually hardly need to nitpick. Alright, I got 2 successes, 1 threat, and one of my successes is a triumph.
Okay, so you got a triumph, and what is your brawn?
My brawn is 3.
3, 4, 5.
And I have a shield gauntlet, which gives me +1 to a brawl.
Okay, so that's a total of 6. What do you want to do with your triumph? I mean, you could totally knock one of them out.
This guy is done.
Okay, describe what happens.
He's still here. He's just hanging around. He punches him in the back, right in the center of his back. He goes sailing back into the store. He passes through a hologram advertisement of a Mon Calamari dressed as a pirate. And as he passes through the Mon Calamari, hologram says, "Yar, buy my snacks." And he crashes into a bunch of snack items, confectionery treats. They look to be some kind of disgusting seafood desserts.
The Klatooinian looks very surprised, and he says, "Hey, what do you think this is? I'm gonna get you!" And he starts.
You're gonna get me, all right.
Well, he starts running towards you, and he's gonna like try and knock into you with his shoulder, knock you backwards.
Okay.
Oh, he did. So he runs at you. He's a very big man, and he hits you square in the chest with his shoulder. It's gonna do 4 damage minus your soak.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, buddy. Haven't you heard of a little thing called personal space?
The Kosian ducks behind the counter and just sort of peeks over it with his beady little eyes.
I want to push this guy away, and then I want to try and use my whipcord thrower to ensnare his feet.
All right, so that's a melee.
Do I have to spend a strain to do that?
No, we'll just count it as a melee check.
Okay.
And you're gonna have to roll 2 advantages to trigger ensnare.
Okay. And I'm going to flip my light side to add a boost.
You upgrade.
Okay. Only played this game 100 times.
Yeah.
Forgot. Okay. How many?
2 advantages.
2 advantages?
Yeah.
Well, here's a problem. I got 3 advantages, but I didn't get a success.
No successes, but 3 advantages?
Yeah. I already know what I'm going to do.
All right, what did you want to do?
If I just with my advantages and not succeeding.
Yeah.
He is aiming for this dude's feet to ensnare him, but instead shoots his whipcord thrower and punctures a bag of some kind of Dathmerian Night Crispers, and he kind of whips the bag up and kind of rips it open right in this dude's face, and there's kind of some reddish cheesy dust.
Oh no, it's totally green. It's got to be green.
Oh, okay, some greenish flavor dust that is in this guy's face, kind of obscuring his view.
Oh, my eyes.
I thought you wanted a snack. I thought that's why you were here.
He grabs at his eyes and tries to wipe them out, and when he can't do that, you see there's like his face is all covered in like green dust, and there are little like tear streaks coming down the through the dust, and I think he's gonna try and like stomp you.
He's gonna try and stomp me?
Yeah, he's gonna like try and kick you in the chest.
Okay,
out the door.
He's gonna 300 me.
He's gonna what?
This is Sparta.
Yeah,
me.
He's gonna Sparta you. So he goes to do that, and I think you just sort of like do a little sidestep shimmy, and his foot comes down hard on the ground. He has two threats.
Pardon me.
2 threats. Do you have any ideas?
As his foot comes down, it hits some kind of cream-filled confectionery treat, and he slips and slides a little bit.
Oh yeah, okay, so he slips and he is prone on the ground now.
Park says, boy, this just isn't this guy's day.
Yeah, so he lands hard on his back. What's Park gonna do?
Wow. It's just too easy now.
I'm gonna flip a dark side point because you hear from behind the counter the Kosian saying,
"Hello, is this the clones? I've got intruders in my shop. Please come as quickly as you can."
Oh boy, not those guys. Better wrap this up quick. And I do mean wrap. And he's gonna shoot his whipcord thrower and try and wrap this dude up. So I'm gonna do the same thing I tried to do before.
Okay.
Can I get a bonus because he is prone?
Yeah, you get a boost because he's prone.
Okay, cool. And I really want to succeed, so I'm gonna flip my light side and I'm gonna upgrade again.
Okay.
Just want this to be nice and smooth. So, darn it. I succeeded. I think it's just gonna hurt him.
What's,
unfortunately. Because I only got 1 advantage, but I got 3 successes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you knock him out. What does that look like? So I try and
wrap him up, and I just keep shooting more and more whipcord at him. It's too much, and it's not wrapping around him since he's just sort of laying on the ground. And I'm kind of slapping my arm, like, "Come on, that's enough. That's enough. It's not gonna happen." And it shoots flailing so much at this guy. Bit. Shoots so much at him, and his flailing kind of stops, and he just lays limp on the ground. Well, any landing you can walk away from, am I right? See you, boys. And he slips out the front door. I really wanted him to grab a bag of snacks on the way out, but I think he's done enough damage, taken enough from this poor shop owner, so he just leaves.
All right, so he leaves to the sound of distant sirens approaching Little Onderon. And I think he probably uses his whipcord thrower to get up to the top of one of the buildings.
Yes, that's right.
And where's he headed? It's getting pretty late.
He heads out into the night, and it is quite late. And he does have to get up early in the morning. He's going to head back to his secret lair. So he uses the whipcord thrower for really long jumps, really long gaps between buildings and stuff, but he is really fast and good at running. So when he doesn't need to use it, he can just leap very, very far. And he's in Little Onderon, and he's heading back. And I'd say within probably less than 10 minutes, he's back home.
All right. Climbs in through the window.
Yeah, he's got to climb in through the window because all of his evening exploits are unknown to all of the others that he resides with.
Do you need to do any sort of quick mechanics checks on anything?
It's pretty generous of you to remind me. And yes, I'm going to do a mechanics check on Park's armor. Park is wearing a reflect body glove, and each time he takes damage, it lowers the soak of his armor by 1, and he did take a little damage. So let's do a mechanics check.
Park sits down at his desk and he puts his body glove on the desk. I imagine there's a handful of tools on the desk. There's like a little magnifying glass with a light behind it that he puts in front of him and grabs whatever tools he needs to make this happen.
Yep.
Do you remember the difficulty of that check? 2.
Yeah, it's 2.
Average.
Yep. I think he should get a boost for doing it in his lair.
Yeah, sure.
His bedroom, where he's got all of his equipment. And success with 3 advantages.
All right, so you did it. And any ideas for those advantages? Quickly and quietly?
Yeah, quickly and quietly. No one ever knew he was not in this room all night long. And it doesn't take as long as it usually does, so he is able to get to bed before it gets too late.
All right. Park's alarm wakes him up nice and early. He wakes up to the sounds of how many?
13.
13 siblings running around the house, getting ready for school.
Oh, no. Too early. This is terrible.
What does Park's morning routine typically look like?
Opening his bedroom door to many children of all ages.
There's a line to the bathroom.
He opens the door and is instantly sprayed in the face with a water blaster. But he is actually already brushing his teeth and just says, no, don't stop yet. And he kind of smiles, and a young child sprays some toothpaste off his teeth with a water blaster. He sees one of his older brothers wearing a leather jacket walking down the stairs. You can hear their convertible speeder peeling out.
I think
you can see some...
Before you see him walking down the stairs, don't look at me, you're not getting a ride.
Fair enough. It's all right. I've got my own ride. And, I can catch way more bugs in my teeth on mine. He gets dressed pretty quickly. Doesn't even have time to stop in the bathroom. The line is too long. He grabs from next to his bedroom door. And he's got his own room. Mm-hmm. He's one of the lucky ones. He's one of the older of children in the family.
Is it in the attic?
Yeah, it's in the attic. It's in the attic. So a lot of the other children don't want the room.
Spooky.
It's spooky. The younger children don't want it, and the older children have more conventional rooms. So yeah, he's in the attic. As he's walking down the stairs to leave, he grabs his hoverboard. Park's a big nerd. His room, it's got a computer. It's got kind of a work desk where he fixes his equipment and his armor.
There are posters on the walls.
Yeah, there's some band posters. Shendaza and the Core Drivers. And any other bands?
Manchana and the Manxes.
One of his favorites.
It's that hard rock throat singing.
Yeah, he's into music and stuff. He's not the coolest, but he's kind of the coolest. He's got a hoverboard. Did I say that?
Yep. I think you head through the kitchen and some toast pops up out of the toaster and you grab it before some little kid grabs it. And they go, hey!
Yeah. No time to argue with you. First come, first serve. Early bird catches the nightcrawler. The Coruscant nightcrawler. And he's gonna peel out onto the road on his hoverboard.
Let's get an easy piloting planetary.
Guess I forgot to buy piloting planetary. There was a lot. This is pretty There's a lot this character is supposed to be good at. Okay, I got 3 successes with 2 advantages.
All right, so that happened. You passed the old Bogdone house.
I use my 2 advantages to go off of a jump and over a fence. And it's a shortcut that he only takes if he has gotten at least 6 hours of sleep.
I'm going to flip a dark side point over because as you go over that fence, you remember that you do have a test today.
Oh, no. Let me think. What's the test on?
I'm gonna pick a random skill with my eyes closed. Nope. It's kind of weird. It's actually not a test. You're doing like the clone course in gym, the clone training course.
Oh, the clone fitness exam.
Yeah, it's the clone fitness exam. It's gonna be a coordination check.
Yeah, the clone fitness exam. No problem for a guy like me. I can handle that.
If you do well enough, you get the Senator's Award.
The Senator's Award.
Almost everyone gets the Senator's Award.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get the Senator's Award.
All right,
no
so
big deal.
So Park makes it to school. I think it's still fall, so it's chilly at night, but a little bit warmer in the day. You maybe with your shortcut and your advantages, you get there before your older brother in his convertible. Actually, no, he'd probably be going to college if you're 17 or work.
Yeah, he's going to work. He probably works at like, you know what? He probably works at the mechanic shop that.
Yeah. So yeah, he went to work at Dongo's, the mechanic shop in Little Onderon.
So he took a shortcut. He's not going to be late.
Yep.
Pulls up to Little Onderon High.
Sure.
Lots of people go to this school. Lots of different types of people, I guess I'll say.
Yeah. Humans, Duros, a lot of humans. It's Little Onderon. But like Duros, Ithorians, you name it, they go to this school.
Yeah, and Park blends in pretty well. He kind of slips under the radar for a lot of people. Doesn't get in too much trouble, is doing well enough in school to not, be on anyone's radar. So what does it look like? I'm gonna have you ever had a school like this described before?
No.
So
we just know, all we know is that it's attached to the grade school.
Okay.
Probably by just like one hallway. So
this is Coruscant, so it does not look like a normal school on Earth. I think it's kind of it's a tall building. Not as tall as like a 100-floor skyscraper, but it is kind of like a egg-shaped with a big open archway and tall steps that walk up into this kind of oval-shaped arched door. And all the students are walking up these steps into the main entrance. And once they get inside, there are many hallways, classrooms, steps that go up. There are some big elevators that can fit a lot of students that travel up into this sort of oval egg-shaped building.
And today's one of those garbage days where you have gym like second.
Yeah, the heck. I am not in the mood for this.
So what's your first class? Oh, what?
Yeah. So my first class is one of my favorite classes, and it's astronomy and astrogation.
Okay.
And we spend that class in a large lecture hall, and there's probably about 200 students in it. Mm-hmm. And there are holographic projections of different galaxies, and sometimes it's just our galaxy, and it's focusing on the different quadrants and the different regions. And Park finds it all really interesting. It's a kind of an escape from the everyday concerns, which are this very local Little Onderon.
Yeah, the teacher is an Asogian. They've got kind of a long head with really long arms. More of like a torso. It's like a torso with teeny tiny legs on the bottom. Long head, long arms, long fingers, and he just like spends the whole class just talking about interesting things. So he doesn't have like some of the other teachers use like laser pointers or something. This guy like has this like glowing finger that he points at whatever he's showing. It's a good class.
Is he pointing out Coruscant and is he calling it home?
Yeah, today's lesson was about various species homeworlds, and he points out his homeworld and says, home. All right, so second period's gym.
Great.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Coruscant Nights.
Coruscant Nights is a production of Nightcast Creative.
For more info on this show and our other podcasts, visit nightcastcreative.com.
Thanks to Doug for playing on these episodes. You can find Doug's art at voidboy.art. Like the show and want to help us out?
Send us a copy at ko-fi.com/Coruscant Nights.
Find us on Patreon at patreon.com/Coruscant Nights.
Or leave us a review on your favorite podcatcher.